Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another video review of my Transformers figures. This is the Voyager class Blackout figure that is from the Transformers movies line. In the first part here of my three-part series, you will see the overall description, general review of the figure himself, including a brief description of what you see on the bottom. Now, on the bottom, you do see Scorponok. I believe he's deluxe. The deluxe class Scorponok came with him in a 2-pack set that I purchased at Toys R Us. It's called the Desert Attack, but he comes with him completely not in scale, but it's a good little figure to have. That's how I ended up getting that fellow. So, first of all, let me go ahead and comment why he's on there. What he basically does, Scorponok on the bottom, on the bottom of Blackout and on the top of Scorponok, there are pegs and holes. Now what basically happens is, as you see here, there's a little push button, which when you push it, will make the propeller spin on just the regular Blackout figure. But when you have Scorponok attached, you also get a little rotation of his claws, which is not too easy to do. So you can kind of see I'm trying to go slow, but it's not working too well. So either way, that's that's Scorponok attached to our good friend Blackout. It's a nice little thing to have, but you'll see why it's kind of pointless later on. But that's how I got both of those figures, so I can't complain. But let me go ahead and take him off, because he's not the subject of our review this evening. So there you see the Voyager class Blackout figure. Very nice figure overall in terms of the mold. I like the mold on this figure. You can see a lot of detail in terms of the paneling and such. Let me see if I can get in real close. Yeah, that's not too good. The back's a little bit better. You can kind of see the paneling on the side there. The mold, as I said, is good. The color scheme, I think, is horrible. It's a bluish gray type of a color. It's not too terribly impressive, but I mean, I like seeing realism in the figures. There are some that are better than others, but I think for Voyager class, which is a more expensive class toy, the middle class, I suppose you would say, it should be a little bit better. But that's the general color scheme. You see some black here on the windows. The propeller obviously is black. The front section here is the sensor cluster, which houses things like sonar and things of that nature. Whereas right here is a side-mounted cannon, I believe, something of that nature. You can see on the side here what look like probably missiles or some sort. On the back, you also have the back propeller type device, and also a little hint of reddish orange. And that's it in terms of the color scheme of things. Now, if you look, sorry about that. If you look very carefully, like I said, you can see the coloring, the paneling, which isn't too terribly bad. I would have just liked to see more detail. For example, in the movie, right here, it said 4500X, I believe. Obviously, it's not there. They could have put it there, but they decided not to. But overall, it's a decent figure. As I said, it's got the little push to allow for the propellers to spin. The one thing that I don't like is as soon as you push it in, once you're done, once you get all the way in, the propellers stop. They don't continuously keep spinning. So you gotta constantly keep doing that. I don't know if you can hear that, the little ticking sound. That's me constantly hitting it. So the other thing that this figure has, which is why the other Scorponok is kind of pointless, is this one comes with a small scaled version of Scorponok housed right inside here. There's a little button here, you push, boom, and he falls out. always lands on his top, which is interesting. I should probably try. I don't know, one of these days I'm going to try it from like a 3-story building and see if it lands on his feet like a cat or something, but whatever. But yeah, you just push the button and boom, he falls out. In terms of this figure, it's kind of retarded, but in terms of scale-wise, it's not too terribly bad. As you can see, it's pretty much just a whitish color with some black and silver. Now, I have seen some people customize this to make it a little bit more realistic, more movie-esque, I suppose. And I've seen some phenomenal jobs on the paint schemes. The people are much more talented than I am, so I can't do that kind of stuff. But that's pretty much it. Overall, I mean, it's a decent figure. It's grown on me. I will say that. That's pretty much it. It's grown on me, and it's very average, in my personal opinion. So when I say that it's very average, it started out literally at a rating of 5 out of 10, and because it grew on me, the final score on this mode, definitely a little bit higher. But when I say a little bit higher, I only mean 6 out of 10. It only got an extra point because it grew on me. Plus the alternate mode, the robot mode, is a lot more enjoyable to look at. I really didn't like this. I thought I was going to like it a lot more when I first got it. I'm kind of disappointed in it, but to complete your collection, you got to kind of get stuff like this. Can't be happy with all of them, and there's some other figures that really make up for the way this guy looks. But that's about it. So 6 out of 10 is my rating for this. A little above average. Nothing spectacular. But that's it for part 1. In part 2, I'm going to show you the transformation to its robot mode and show you what Blackout looks like in that version, followed by part 3, which will show you exactly how to transform him back into this alternate helicopter mode. Both have key points that I want to be able to point out to you. This one is a very tricky transformation, at least in my opinion. It'll be hard to actually show it to you on camera because, like I said, I don't have the best camera in the universe. But definitely, if you have any questions, feel free to email me, and I'll be happy to answer all your questions for you. I have no problem with that whatsoever. But there it is, my review of Voyager Class Blackout from the Transformers movie. Stay tuned for part 2, ladies and gentlemen.